so for now I will not be distracted for some time. So I will do this tutorial for you guys, and at the very end of this live stream I will check all your comments, alright? So let's begin. I'm really excited, and I'm so inspired after Paris, and I'm really glad to share this inspiration with you. So first thing, I always put something below my piece of paper, even though this is marker paper, but still marker can get through it. So for example, here you can see I was using this lavender extensively. I did several layers with that, and you can see the next page, here some dots. It's simply because I forgot to put something below. So now I don't want that my sketch to suffer, to be overpainted, so I will put a sheet of paper below and I will begin drawing. So first things first is all about proportions, especially in interior and in urban sketching. So I always recommend to my students to do a very quick thumbnail sketch. We call it thumbnail sketch. You can see that it's really small and tiny. Then since we are drawing classical architecture, it is usually very symmetrical. So we can focus on by drawing a line of symmetry, and then making this doorway. Plus I want to add here this nice balcony and a window, and maybe at the very end I want also to put here this. For the bigger drawing I will need a really elongated vertical format. Alright? One more time please, you guys, I don't watch your comments right now. Please put your comments, put your questions. I'll check it all at the end of this tutorial, right? Because I know that a lot of people will join us right now. So for this particular architectural detail, we'll need a final format, something like that. Plus we will leave some extra space from the left and from the right. Next thing, as I told you, it's all about the axis of symmetry. Architecture, especially in Paris, it's all about symmetry. Parisians are super symmetrical, and I have a very funny story for you. Just let me quickly outline the big proportions. So we do not focus on details at this stage. So sketching, especially urban sketching, it's all about understanding different stages of your drawing. So this is the initial stage. This is the stage where we put some basic outlines, where we figure out, understand with composition, all that stuff. So here we want to reflect some very simple and basic forms. Please think here geometrical objects, very similar and primitive, like circles, triangular forms, parallelepipeds, something like that, something really simple. For example, this particular doorway, what it consists of, this is basically a rectangular form, right? And on top of that, it's a circle. That's simple. Then, very important thing to do is to double check your proportions. So the best thing is to take some kind of module. So for example, we will say that this is our module. So the width of this doorway is our module. And then we take this module and put it in the height of this doorway. So here, roughly, it's approximately 2 parts. So this particular width it will be twice in the height. All right, so we do that, and we can do the same thing with all other stuff. So we can figure out, like, once again, how high is the balcony and so on, right? So here it's very, very mathematical, especially if you're a beginner in interior or urban sketching. You want to double check yourself. Alright, so this is basically the first part, and the funny story about symmetry, it's, let me rotate my camera for a second. So once again, this is our inspiration. This is the photo that I did in Paris in this April. And let me rotate the camera. So the funny story, you guys, the funny story. Oh, let me say hello to a lot of you. So, hi Vika, Art Interior, hi Koray Urtsever. I'm studying interior design. I really like drawings. I'm working on AutoCAD now, so nice to watch you and more. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I also used to work in AutoCAD when I was an interior designer and architect in a big firm. So, hi, funny story to you guys. Funny story. So when I was in Paris, like a couple of days ago, my husband and I, we took a bike tour, and it's really cool. So you rent these bikes and you pay some money for it, and there is a group of people. They're all like from different countries, but primarily from States. And they take you to this bike tour across Paris. Like, we went to Latin Quarter, we went to Louvre, and you know this Louvre pyramid? Yes, this famous pyramid was built by Chinese architect, and it's going to be its anniversary this year, because it's going to be her 30 years old anniversary. And the funny thing is that this triangular form, this pyramid, it's not centered according to the axis of symmetry of the Louvre, of the old building of Louvre. And you don't notice it like when you're watching at this pyramid from the side, when your viewpoint is slightly like to the left or to the right. But when you're standing right in the center of the old building of Louvre and you're watching at this pyramid, you can see that it's maybe 3 or 4 meters to the right or to the left. I forgot to which side. And it drives French people nuts. It drives them nuts because they're crazy about symmetry. They really love symmetry. But why they didn't do it symmetrical, it was because of the ground. They found some old archaeological things there, so they couldn't put this pyramid, architectural pyramid form, right on this central axis. So this is a really, really interesting story. Let me know in the comments, have you been in Louvre in Paris? And I can't wait to learn where you're from, all you guys. Hi Louise, hi Mari, hi Armin. And now let's continue. So we switch to the next stage of our drawing. So we switch to the next stage, and it's gonna be coloring. So for this stage, please prepare one light colored marker and the other one a darker colored marker. So in my case, it's light gray, maybe like. So this is particular one. It's from Tambov. It's similar to in Copic. It's maybe N2, or in Touch markers. It's also like medium gray. And the second one is going to be Style File marker. And I highly recommend you to test your materials beforehand, before you start applying them to your drawing. Alright, so what I will do now is I will color all the basic forms and I will see how it all look. Plus, I will do a very interesting effect of a rainy day in Paris. So how to achieve it is simply to prolong these lines of the doorway right until the bottom line. And later we will do it like it's a reflection. Next thing, I will color my window. I will put the shadows under the balcony. So let's imagine that our sun is located here to the right, and we have very nice shadows to the left, so like 45-degree classical shadows. Like when I was studying at St. Petersburg Art Academy, it's like the best academy in Russia, we did all these classical academic drawing, architectural drawing, and we learned that these shadows which drop strictly 45 degrees to the left or to the right, this is like very, very classical thing. So we have here this nice marquesa, and we have here this cornice. I love Parisian architecture. I think Paris is the city which inspires me the most when I'm in Europe. And right now, as I told you, I'm in Copenhagen. I'm here for a couple of days. I'm here for maybe 10 days or something. And I lived here. I actually lived in Denmark for almost 3 years. My husband and I, we lived in Denmark for quite a while. Now I live in New Zealand, but this is more like a vacation / business trip. So I did that sketch tour in Paris. And I can say that Paris, this is the city which inspires me the most. When I see all this Parisian architecture, I just instantly want to grab my pencil and a paper and start drawing, because it is amazingly beautiful, right? Next, I will do some nice dark, I will add some nice dark tones. So for example, here, this doorway, it will be really, really dark, and later I will post to my stories this reference photo which I'm working with right now. But for now you can simply follow me. Also, I will try to save this live stream. I hope technology will let us save everything. So here our door is a little bit deepened inside in comparison with the facade of the building. So I do this nice shadow, because remember we have this light source on the left side, so all our shadows will drop on the right side, so all our shadows will drop to the left. Also, I will do nice and bold shadow under this balcony. So here we have this nice cornice, Grunsteins. We have here this beautiful balcony. Parisian balconies are absolutely beautiful. I just want to draw all of them when I'm in Paris. I don't know about you. So basically here we need to add a couple of dark, bold shadows, especially if it's not overcast, but especially if it's nice and sunny day, like the day when I did this photo on my camera. So here we have this nice cornice. Let's add some details. By the way, I'm really excited to see your drawings, you guys, from this live stream. So I hope you are following me right now, or at least I hope you will check the recording one more time of this live stream, and you will take your pencil, take a piece of paper and draw with me. I'm really excited to see your drawings. Here on Instagram you can use hashtag Sorokina, this is my surname, Sorokina Students, so I can later see your drawings. I'm always excited to see your progress. Alright, and now I will add more and more details. So let's say that I'm satisfied with proportions, let's say that I've double checked them all. And when you will be like more amateur, or not amateur, but maybe more, when you will draw a lot of these doorways, you will understand that you can see all the proportions from the first glance. You don't need to check yourself all the time, but if you are a beginner in sketching, especially in urban sketching, please double check all the proportions. I'll look at this, how relative, like the width to the height and so on. So as I told you, we are creating the effect of like reflection. Maybe it was a rain this morning in Paris, and now it's bright sun, but still we have this wet surface of the ground, so we have this effect, beautiful effect of reflection. And then, as you noticed, I opened another nib of the marker. So first I worked with its brush nib. I love to cover big spaces with brush nib, and now for more precision I will use this wide nib, and I will rotate it in my hand, so I can achieve really thin lines with it. I can do really bold and wide lines. So here I think I will do these details a little bit sharper, a little bit more precise here as well. So the main thing that I want you to experience is to enjoy the process of drawing. So even if you are like a zero in drawing, if you're a complete beginner, or if you are maybe a student or architecture student and you primarily do maybe 3D Max, AutoCAD, and you don't know how to draw, please give it a go, try it. And don't judge yourself. Try to enjoy it. Try to play with it. Try to enjoy markers, because they are such a brilliant media instrument for us, interior designers and architects, to reflect our ideas on paper, right? So I'm adding more and more details. Also, I will add some sections in this doorway, and this is one of the biggest advantages of using markers, because they let you do several layers and achieve very deep tones, very beautiful gradations of one color. So let's say that this door, I want it to be a little bit darker to the bottom and a little bit lighter to the top, because it's actually natural. If you look closely, you will notice that objects, the closer they are to the ground, the darker they appear. It's happening because the sun is at the top, and it creates this nice effect of gradient. So for example, the facade of the building, you can see it darkening it a little bit to the bottom. Also, very nice trick is to show glass, like these windows are obviously glass windows, and you can simply use these diagonal lines which are parallel to each other, but make sure that you let enough space. So here the space may be a little bit more narrow, here it can be wider. So this is how you can create this effect of glass and not stripes. And now I will switch to my final stage, which is adding details. Here I will use Copic Multiliner. This is one of my favorite widths of Copic at 0.5. So I will add it to the doorway. Of course, we can't do all the details in our quick sketch. So here I imitate the real situation, because usually when you are on vacation, when you are on a trip, when you are on a business trip, you don't have hours of time, you don't have plenty of time to do like super finished and polished drawing. Usually you have maybe 10 to 20 minutes to make this sketch, to put your impressions of the city onto paper, and we should use it as an advantage, because you don't even imagine how effective we can be when we are like on a deadline, right? So here we create this effect of like 15 minutes deadline or 20 minutes deadline. You can even put a timer on your clock. You can even use your iPhone or whatever phone you use and set a timer there for, let's say, 20 minutes, and see how effective you can be when you see these minutes ticking. If you don't know, on my YouTube, Olga Art 888, the same name as my Instagram, I have this 15-minute interior challenge. So our goal there is to do this interior sketches, interior drawings as quickly as possible. So simply check it out. Alright, so we continue here, and of course I will do this beautiful balcony, and I will not draw each and every detail of it. I will simply do like something very chaotic. I'll do it with my Copic multiliner, and at the end maybe I will add a couple of just straight strokes to add some structure to it here and there, and you see that the effect of Parisian balcony is created, right? So I spent less than 1 minute on it, and I created this effect of Parisian balcony. So next thing, this window. So there are some partitions. We have this nice marquesa at the top of it. So let's set it here. Here we have this beautiful, beautiful cornice. There are a lot of details, but I will focus on the impression of the details. That's actually how Impressionism was born. Claude Monet, his first impressionistic painting was a sunset, and it was literally like a bunch of brush strokes, right? If it say like really, really briefly. But the impression of sunset was created because in nature everything is changing every minute, every second, and we can't do with the sunset, for example, or sunrise, we can't do like really long studies. We have a couple of moments to record this impression, to reflect these wonderful colors of this particular sunset on paper or on canvas. And you know that there are no two absolutely similar sunsets, they are all different. So nature is amazing, right? So here we also want to catch this particular light and shadow pattern, even though for now I'm using reference photo, right? But when I'm on location, of course I will try to work as quickly as possible in order to reflect all the emotions that I have while looking at this amazing Parisian architecture. So here we have a couple of pilasters. They also drop some shadows, but we will not focus too much on all this decoration. We want to focus on the things which are aligned along our central axis. So this is the door, this is, maybe let's do the window a little bit darker to the bottom to make this effect of depth. Maybe let's emphasize the shadow from this window, maybe also let's do it a little bit darker to the bottom. I also want to color the roof, because in Paris, if you've been there, you've probably noticed that Parisian roofs have this beautiful dark gray color. So I will do this roof a little bit darker. Plus, if you're if you notice, I'm creating kind of a gradient. So the gradient here, the lighter tone, and the closer it is to the central axis, the darker it is. So I may add some more contrast here. So you guys, as I told you at the beginning, I will check all your comments, all your questions at the end of this live stream, and it's gonna be like in a couple of moments. So if you have any questions, any comments, please ask them now, because I will go through them like in a couple of minutes. So here I want to do the shadows a little bit more precise, like here and here, also maybe nice shadow here. Let's add a little bit more details. And as I told you, we are creating this effect of reflection. So I will put my black liner on top. I will put my black liner. Let's assume that we have this nice pattern and like really old stones. Paris is famous. It's like very old center. Is famous for its beautiful stones on the ground, something like that. And yes, now I feel like I want to add a little bit of brighter color. Maybe I will add some blue, but let me find it. I actually can't see the blue one. Alright, so I think I will add some blue at the very end, or maybe mint color, like really interesting mint color. Let's try this one. So let's assume that this is Parisian sky today. It has mint green in it. Also, I will add it to the windows. So you see how quickly you can refresh your sketch with maybe nice and fresh color. We can also add this mint to the ground because it's wet. That's why there is a lot of reflection happening. And at the very end, I will do the frame for it, and I will put the name, like your signature. So for the frame, I really love using this Copic wide marker because it's so nice and bold. So let's say that we have really nice frame. Like it's very dark. But I will do it a little bit dark to the bottom. So yeah, we still have a little bit of reflex here at the bottom. Maybe I'll add some nice detail with this black marker here and there. And let's close it here. And finally, I will put my name. So today was today is the last day of April 30th. April 30th. 2019, and Olga Sorokina. Olga Sorokina. Yes, and that's it. So how do you like it? Please let me know with your heart. I will show you a little bit closer look. So first we did this thumbnail sketch, then we have a couple of stages. So we had a stage where we put all the basic proportions, and then we added some basic colors, and then some basic details. So please let me know with your hearts, you guys, if you like it or not. And right now it's going to be a Q&A time, and I will check all your questions. So for now I will rotate my camera. I don't see your hearts, like I'm wondering if you're watching this. I hope you are here with me, my friends. So simply tap on the screen so I can see your reaction to it. Alright, so hello my friends. Thank you, now I see it. Hi Salvak F7, hi Narinela, hi Dinka, hi Julia Chestikova. Hi Shavan Trakesh, hi Rina Kim, hi El Judushka. Thank you. So if you have any question, I will answer them right now. Hi Santosh. by the way, I don't see for now any question, but let me go through maybe on top of your comments. You have some. Let me remind you one more time that today is the last day of my special present for you. It's minus 15% off of all my courses. So this is the last day. It was yesterday and today. So if you've been thinking for a while of purchasing my courses, so this is like the day when you can enjoy this little gift for me, minus 15% off. Oh, I can see questions. So it's Sunny Mans. Will you fix the live here? Yeah, I hope I will fix it. I hope technology will not like ruin everything. So it will be available for 24 hours or like something like that. How much Instagram lets us enjoy our live streams. Hi, Ahmalet. Ahmalet is an artist from Paris, and I met him in person when I was in Paris a couple of days ago. Hi Colette, hi Katerina, Pli, hi Kisilova Olga, hi Garpa Diamart, hi Sunny at 77307, hi Natalia, Nastya, Akvarel Marina, Kati 26 Ost, Pobetinskaya. Any questions, please ask them right now, otherwise I will be like finishing this live stream. Juicy Pagorela. Hi guys. So I don't see any questions. Fair decor. Oh, hi David. Hi David. David, I'm in Copenhagen right now. Can you believe it? David is an amazing artist. He's an architect. And look at this. This is a new haven. This is my view. From this stay hotel. This is like a chain. I really missed Denmark. I realized that I missed Denmark so much, and I was sure that you're still here, but we had this. I texted you on direct messages, and now I know that you're not in Copenhagen. I would really love to meet you this time as well. Yeah, I know that you're back in Prague, and it was so sunny today in the morning in Copenhagen that I took a really long bicycle trip to do Haven in Klampenborg, and yeah, it was great. I spent like 3 hours on a bike. It was so sunny that I even feel like my skin is a little bit burned. Come to Prague. Yeah, I really love Prague. I've been there like maybe 5 times. I think like that is one of my favorite cities in Europe, so I hope that maybe next year I'll be in Prague and I'll meet you and your beautiful wife. Alright you guys, so one more time I will save this live stream. So this is the sketch we did here together. I hope to see your drawings, my friends. Please put this hashtag Sorokina students, and yeah, I'll see you in my next live stream. This is, by the way, a beautiful decoration of my hotel room. You see, it's like very industrial, cool drawing with ink. I really, really like it. All right, my friends. Bye for now. See you very soon.